This is
The best game to get on sale.
the best game of 2024 to get on sale. So, guys, I think we're going to start with Chef on this one, then we'll go to Johnny, and then we'll go to Drix, and then I'll end it off. So, Chef, this year, 2024, what was the best game that you think you should get on sale? Maybe not a game that you know, when you jump out, it comes out day one. You don't pay the $70 for it. Maybe it's one of those games that's really worth playing, but you don't want to jump on that grenade. Maybe get it when it's 30, 40, maybe even $20. What would you say was a good pick, Chef?
This was a hard one for me because I play a lot of games that generally are not like full price games. Like I play a ton of indie games, and usually it's like, oh, this game is like a great game for $15. I don't want to say to buy it on sale, you know. But so this one, I did choose something that this could be a little bit of a hot take for people just to start things off and get people angry at me. But one game that I played this year that I think is good to get on sale for some people, and some people should buy it full price depending on what kind of games you're into, is Space Marine 2. Which was an excellent game, I will say, super fun game, but it definitely, for certain people who aren't as much into like the horde type of games, like it could be a little bit maybe repetitive to get like the full $70 out of. But for anybody who likes Warhammer or it's great just to experience the combat and like the feeling of just like smashing things in that game. It's like totally worth it, but yeah, some people might only get like 15-ish hours out of it or something like that and not really come back to the multiplayer. So that's my maybe get it on sale game, but it's an excellent game.
I definitely agree with that. Here, we're going to throw Space Marine 2 up on the screen right now. I definitely agree with that choice. Space Marine 2 was a game where I really wanted to pull the trigger on it a couple of times, but I kept hearing two main things. It revolves around the multiplayer experience mostly because, again, and this is my problem with the first Space Marine game, the campaign was short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a short campaign.
They were both short.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't too hot on the first Space Marine game. A lot of people really like Space Marine 1. I thought it was pretty cool. The power fantasy I didn't think was 100% there, but it was when it worked. High highs and low lows, right? That's kind of why I'm like, I kind of passed on Space Marine 2. So it's a good thing that Chef says to get it on sale because that's probably one game I will end up pulling the trigger on when it's on sale.
Yeah, same. Felt the exact same way. And
They built
it came up tonight already because that's definitely on my to purchase list.
Yeah, they made a very strong foundation for future DLC on that game.
Oh,
They
okay.
did. Yeah,
I would say that they could plug in another 15 or 10 campaign hour game if they wanted to, anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they left the door open.
It's a very strong game.
It's a great base game, yeah. And some people will get tons of hours out of it. Certainly, I know people who've gotten like 200 hours out of it.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, again, it kind of depends on what kind of person you are. Yeah, probably, for sure.
How much do you love the Emperor?
So,
Yeah, that's
best game to get on sale for Wonder Chef, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Good choice. And you know what? From the gameplay that you're seeing on the screen right now, the visuals, I have to say, look incredible.
So they gotta. It's 2025 now.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So now with that, we'll move on to Johnny. Johnny, what game did you think is the best one to get on sale?
Now, this game is pretty cheap, and I just found out like 2 weeks ago this game came out on December 5th, and it is a remake. But this is going to be kind of a movie-based review for me, I guess, this episode, because I have a couple movie games in here. But I'm going to say the remake of the sequel of John Carpenter's 1982, The Thing.
Ho ho!
It just came out December 5th. It's a remake from, I think, a 2004 game that came out a long time ago on Xbox and PS2. And it is currently $30. Now, this game will definitely go half off once there's sales and stuff. And I would highly recommend playing this game. It is it's not a horror game. I thought it was going to be a horror game, like John Carpenter's
Oh, wow.
The Thing, but is actually a tactical base shooter, kind of like SOCOM. That's kind of like 2000 SOCOM, like PlayStation 2 SOCOM.
Oh, wow.
But in the setting of The Thing, and it's also a sequel of the original 1982 John Carpenter's classic. Which, fun fact, is my favorite horror movie of all time. So I'm a little biased on that game, but I would highly recommend anyone who wants to play an old tactical shooter and wanted to see what it was like in the 2000s. That is a good game to play when it comes on sale for like $15, $10 whenever it goes on sale.
Yeah, it wasn't even on my radar. Is there any Kurt Russell or his hair in it?
You know what? I've only got halfway through, I think, the first part of the game. They do mention McCready. Spoiler alert, you do find Childs.
Okay. So it sounds like really intense building on the cinema story. So
It starts
pretty
off
sweet.
like, I would say first half of the game is it was like they were trying to make a horror game, and then they were like, screw it, we're gonna make a shooter, and then you end up just shooting hordes of crawling things.
Nice.
And then you have to also your people. I mean, it's a pretty intense game. Your people will freak out, and then they will think, you have to check their mood all the time. Because then like you'll see like dead bodies, and they'll be like, "Oh my god!" And then they'll start throwing up, and you're like, "Are they sick? Are they freaking out? Are they becoming the thing?"
Yeah, Frostpunk, Disco Elysium. Man, I remember seeing that one in Blockbusters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. On the original Xbox, this game everywhere.
You know,
It
it's
is,
funny.
Something I didn't get a chance to play when I was younger, and I'm glad that I got to finally play it as a man.
I learned about this remake like literally like 11 hours ago. I was raided into somebody on Twitch that was playing this, and I was like, that's weird. I didn't hear anything about it, but it has a lot of really good nostalgia as far as like the sound design and like the visuals of like those old school games, like I swear every action game of that era has the same reloading sound. I'm like I swear somebody could pull it all out, but yeah, it felt nostalgic watching it.
They do. The
help
buildings
free.
in the game, like like in the movie. Sorry, in the movie, like how they, Wilford Brimley's all sitting there working, freaking out in that shed, like, and he's making that. Like, you find everything, like the pool table they were on. You find the dog shed. You find where Childs was at with McCready. It's great. There's a part where when I first started the game, I walked into one of the rooms and like there was blood everywhere, and it went boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. It started playing the theme music, and it hit, and I could feel the hair on my freaking skin just stick up. I'm like, this is badass.
That's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's worth checking out, dude.
All
Especially
right.
if you're a huge fan of The Thing like I am. I love The Thing, dude.
I'm a really big fan of The Thing. I am also a big fan of the original movie. And you know what? This is really cool. This is definitely a game I'm going to get when it's like $15. Like,
If you liked the 2011, you'll like it. I love the 2011 one.
oh, really? Damn. All right. Hey.
I
shit.
love the prequel. Yeah, the prequel. I love the prequel. I mean, even we're talking about movies. I mean, just saying that prequel. I mean, I liked it. So.
But all right, there it is. The Thing remastered is Johnny Deal's best game to get on sale of 2024. Yeah, I definitely think this is worth checking out, especially since I'll say it like this: we've come a long way in this specific genre. So I'm really interested in seeing how this actually does play from like a retro point of view.
It is definitely a time capsule.
That's wild. All right.
It's huge.
The Thing by Night Dive Studios. No wonder it's good.
I always love a game where I get to shout, "This was a PS2 game."
This was an original Xbox game.
I have played these games before. We've got next Drix. Drix, I gotta ask you, and I'm wondering this as well. What do you think was the best game to get 2024 on sale?
I'm gonna go with the other shooter option that was on my to purchase list, but I didn't quite nab it in time while it was on sale. And that's gonna be Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Whoa.
Really solid choice to get on sale. I also
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
Partially. a bit of a love letter to one of our best friends, Phil Spencer, because he doesn't need the money. They don't need the money. Growth in the gaming industry is not about Microsoft or
Getting
Blizzard,
money.
Activision, any of their subsidiaries making any money. So go ahead and just pick this one up on sale. You know it's good. It was well received. If you've played one Black Ops game, you've probably played most of them. You know? So that's kind of the impression I'm going off of on here. So if you're not, you know, doing Warhammer for the Emperor in Space Marine 2, go ahead and get pretty much the standard in first-person shooter games that a lot of people love. Return of Zombies mode. You know, you can always pick that up and play some couch co-op with your friends. And in fact, I'm going to start playing the Zombies theme here in a minute. But yeah, get yourself a good shooter game. There is a campaign, but you can mostly pick it up for the multiplayer or the Zombies mode. You got campaign, Zombies, multiplayer, just like in any other Black Ops. Not as crazy on the mobility as it has been in previous incarnations, but still a lot of fun, still a lot of cool Tony Hawk style map tricks you can pull off. And there's always DMZ and Warzone and stuff if you want to check it out for free. And I know somebody who's been begging me to play it. It's so great. But I'm gonna get it on sale for sure.
I think that's a solid pick to get on sale. I hear that the game has a lot of skins that you need to buy, and they're pretty expensive. So definitely one
They
of those.
remind me of Black Ops 2.
Wow, really? Like that's solid.
This is somebody who put about 1,000 hours on the PC version of Black Ops 2, and I loved it. I had to stop playing COD on my stream because it's all I was doing for a minute. I kind of look like I am with Rivals right now.
Yeah, the gold standard of first-person shooters, because every hero shooter has a Call of Duty guy.
And hey, you know what? Call of Duty is always a solid game. I always say to everybody who wants to check out a Call of Duty game, give it like a year, and then it'll be able to pick up the game on sale, and then it'll have like 8 new maps.
Yeah,
Well-
it's been a while since they did like a World War II one too.
Oh, I loved World at War. But one thing as far as sales for Call of Duty is that you can get it on Game Pass. I'm a decently big Game Pass fan, so that is technically on sale, right? Like you can play it for yeah, exactly. I think that's a perfect Game Pass game.
That is a
That's
good
all
Game
I
Pass
played.
game.
Oh, that was great. That's how I played the whole time.
And hey, there you go. Drix's game of the best game to get on sale 2024 is Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And that comes to me. I'm Vector, and my best game to get on sale of 2024. I think if you've played it, you'll probably agree. It's Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh yeah.
So, Dragon's Dogma 2 was one of those games that I thought was, I'll say it right now, I was so wrong about this game when I reviewed it. I was so wrong. This game was nowhere near the Game of the Year conversation at all, even though I think it's any other year it would have been. I think we had a lot of strong games that like high quality AAA games and indie games that came out this year, to the point where a game like Dragon's Dogma 2, you know, this game has the best character creator in the biz right now. The multiplayer is interesting. It's if you like Dragon's Dogma multiplayer, it's cool. You saw the high quality animations are in everything from combat to cooking. So there's a lot to, the world is huge. The game world itself is 2 full continents, not fast travel style either. So like it's a very huge, vast world, and random things can happen all the time. So when you really want to get lost in Dragon's Dogma 2, you really can, and you will get a lot of bang for your buck. I just think that when push comes to shove, after I was done with this game, when I came back to it 6 months later, the thing that really solidified it for me was I started the New Game Plus, and I just had no compulsion to see it through again.
It's a one and done.
Yeah.
No replay value, huh?
It has replay value, and that's what I think the best way I could say it is kind of the same way Chef was talking about 40K, is that some people will get like 200-300 hours out of this game. They really will. You'll roll like 2-3 characters, you'll like role play, you'll like get really into making pawn parties, like you'll get really into all of like the aesthetics. There's a lot to fall in love with here, but when you're actually playing the game, there's a lot of it becomes one of those things where a million different little problems make it so that the game feels like a death by 1,000 paper cuts feel, and it all just by the end of one play session, you just don't want to play the combat anymore, or you'll end up thinking, oh my god, why can't I fast travel to certain locations? Why do I need to buy fast travel things? There's a lot of small arbitrary things that admittedly feel old school, but I think the thing that Dragon's Dogma 2 shows the best out of any modern game is that modern day quality of life, innovations, and things that are like such as quick fast travel locations, at a glance, map checkpoints, easily trackable quests. I'm not saying like put a map marker on my map, but I am saying, make the quest line something that I can like feel like an adventure, not just like I got lost in the woods and I came across my quest objective. Pretty sweet. Like, there's a lot of that in this game, and a lot of people, and again, it's going to be a mixed bag. Some people might think that's awesome. I didn't think it was that great. I kind of felt it was aimless until I got into my own trouble, and then I'm like, well, I'm just going to get into a bunch of my own trouble. And then when I started really getting into the story, I realized getting into my own trouble made me super powerful. So like, it's just what you could trivialize the game really quick. And then there's the New Game Plus, and then when you have the New Game Plus, you already have all your super OP moves. So, again, your mileage may vary. There's a lot.
Can I say one thing about it?
Huh?
30 FPS lock
I didn't
on
feel.
a new console really rubbed me the wrong way. I was so excited for this game, man.
No,
when it came out.
To be fair,
But I was like,
I didn't really feel it. I was doing perfect parries. I was doing like I was doing the funny, crazy shit, right? Like making a fucking bridge out of a troll because I fucking hit him really hard with a hammer and he turned around. Like, I could do all the stupid shit, but all the stupid shit just added up to just that, stupid shit. And stupid shit is not enough to carry a whole game.
no, I agree with you on that. It felt like an older game that was remaked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk too much on this game because it's in another one of my categories. But no, like I could totally feel that lock, dude. That lock, it would chug. I played it on.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, like it did chug for me on an X. Like, and I'm like, dude, it was supposed to perform better on the X.
Oh shit. Okay.
I can only imagine what the PS5 people were dealing with. Ooh. But yeah, that's all I want to say right now. But yeah, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong.
No,
it's a great
good game. Yeah, it's a good game.
On the Xbox hardware.
I haven't done the comeback to it yet, but I could see what you're saying. I felt like that with Elden Ring coming back after throwing 250 hours into something and then coming back and you're like, I loved this game, but it was probably a one and done for me, Yeah.
It definitely was a one and done for me. And check it out. Your mileage may vary when it comes to technical problems as well. Because, I didn't have it too many. Sounds like Johnny had some. So there you go, right there. I know.
Corrected me twice.
Oh, jeez. See, there you go. So your mileage may vary. Probably you don't want to get this game when it's $70. You probably want to grab this game when it's like 30 or 40. And that's Elden Ring. That's Dragon's Dogma 2.
I agree with that assessment. That's actually a really good assessment. It's a good $30, $20 to $5 game. Yeah, I would say that for like future use.
Because
this is a game.
Wait, what's up?
I waited to play it until it's on sale because I knew I was gonna probably like it, but I also figured it was gonna be like a big time investment and like not a huge. I don't know. It just seemed like a good game to wait on, so that was my initial feeling. So, seems correct.
I actually thought that the time investment wasn't actually too intense,
Really?
mainly because, again, when you get into your own trouble and you just find all your cool shit and you just learn the combat system, you just kind of end up kicking everything's ass. And when I wanted to do the main story, I just ended up kind of cruising through it because I was just kind of a badass. So you could, there's a lot of different ways you can play it. And I feel like the way the game encourages you to play in an admittedly old school way is just one of those ways that makes it trivial by the end. So Dragon's Dogma 2, best game to get on sale 2024. You're probably going to love it if you play it. If you don't love it, you probably have a small it was a death by 1,000 paper cuts with a bunch of small qualms. So with that,
But it was a good that death by 1,000 paper cuts.
yeah.
Might feel good.